Welcome to Essential Elements 2000. We are pleased to welcome you into the world of music making with this brief introduction to playing snare drum, bass drum, bells, and cymbals. Be sure you have your instruments so you can follow along with our percussion student. Before you know it, you'll be having fun making music. Place your snare drum case on a flat surface, making sure that the latches, when opened, will fall downward. Lift the base of the stand out of the case. Loosen the tripod base screw and extend the legs. Then gently tighten the tripod base screw. It is important not to over-tighten any screws on your stands. Remove the middle portion of the stand from the case. Let the snare basket face up and tighten the angle adjustment screw. Loosen the height adjustment screw. Put the middle portion into the lower portion and gently tighten the height adjustment screw. Then take the drum out of the case. The key parts of the snare drum are the batter head, the rim, the tension rods, the snares, and the strainer. The snare basket needs to be open enough to accommodate the snare drum. Carefully place the drum in the snare basket, making sure that the small legs do not puncture the bottom head. The snare drum should be at waist level, and the strainer of the drum should face the player. Tighten the snare basket screw so that the drum is secured to the stand. When using an adjustable arm stand, make sure that the outer arms are slightly down and the middle arm is tightened against the drum. Remember, do not over-tighten the screws on the snare stand. Place the snare drum in the basket and adjust it to waist height. And be sure the strainer faces toward you. There are two types of grips used to play snare drum: matched and traditional. Matched grip is a very natural stick position where both hands look the same. Extend your right hand as if you were going to shake someone's hand. Place the stick in the first joint of the index finger directly across from the thumb and gently grip the stick. This is called the fulcrum point, and it is the most important part of your grip. Curve the back fingers around the stick and place your hand so that the palm faces the floor. Now, use the same procedure with the left hand. Check to make sure that your hands look the same. In traditional grip, the right hand stays the same as matched grip, but the left hand is different. Turn your left hand so that the palm faces down and place the stick with its bead down in the webbing of the thumb. While holding the stick with the thumb, turn your hand to the shaking hands position and curve the fingers so that the stick rests on the last joint of the ring finger. It's now time to learn the correct standing position. The drum should be at waist level, with your feet shoulder-width apart, the back straight, your shoulders back and relaxed, and your arms by your side. Bring the sticks up so that the tips meet in the center of the batter head. Check your grip to make sure it has not changed. Remember, for matched grip, both hands look the same. For traditional grip, the left hand is held differently. Find the fulcrum points and rest the stick tips in the center of the batter head. Now, let's learn the correct way to strike the drum. A good way to visualize the correct stroke is to extend your right hand and wave. Notice that the stick tip is moving straight up and down and produces a blurring effect. Place the right hand stick tip 4 to 6 inches above the center of the drum. Strike the drum and allow the stick to immediately bounce back to the starting position. This is called a piston stroke. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, play. Remember that the wrist must move so that the stick tip goes straight up and down with a blurring look. The matched grip left hand follows the same procedure. 1, 2, ready, play. With traditional grip, the left hand turns as if you were turning a doorknob, but you still want to look for the proper tip movement and blur. Using matched grip again, let's play 4 strokes in a row with the right hand. 1, 2, ready, play. It's important that percussionists play with both hands. Let's do the same 4 strokes, but now using our left hand. 1, 2, ready, play. As you practice, try to make the right and left hand strokes sound and look the same. Remember, start the stroke with your sticks about 4 to 6 inches off the batter head. Strike the center of the head and allow the sticks to bounce back to their starting position. It is important to disassemble your snare drum and store it in its case when you are finished playing. To disassemble the drum, slightly loosen the snare basket screw so that you can easily take the drum and carefully set it in the case. Make sure that there are no objects on the bottom of the case, as they will puncture the bottom head. Next, loosen the height adjustment screw and remove the middle portion of the stand from the bottom portion. Loosen the angle adjustment screw and fold the middle portion. Loosen the tripod base screw and push the legs into traveling position. Place the 2 stand parts in the proper compartment, making sure that they are secure. Close the case and make sure that the latches are tight. Remember, you must loosen the snare basket screw before removing the snare drum. Be sure to place all parts back in the case. Performing on bass drum requires some of the same techniques that you learned on snare drum. Utilize the right hand matched grip style and strike the drum with the piston stroke just off center. By placing a chair next to the bass drum, you can put your left hand on the back head and your knee on the front to get a short or muffled sound. The bass drum is very important in marches because the bass drummer and the director control the tempo and the dynamics of the piece of music. Remember, the bass drum right hand uses the snare drum matched grip. Strike the drum with a piston stroke, just off-center of the drum head. And muffle with your left hand and your knee. The bells also allow us to use matched grip. Using this grip, strike the center of the bar with a piston stroke. To find the note C, look for a grouping of 2 bars on the upper row. Go slightly to the left and down to the lower row, and this is the note C. Let's try playing 4 notes in the right hand, followed by 4 notes in the left hand. 1, 2, ready, play. Now let's try this on the note F. To find the note F, look for a grouping of 3 bars on the upper row. Go slightly to the left and down to the lower row, and you will be on the note F. 1, 2, ready, play. It is very important that all percussionists know how to perform on mallet instruments. Remember, bell mallets are held using the matched grip, and they also use a piston stroke. Crash cymbals require that you produce a big sound from the plates without getting the locked air pocket effect. To practice without actually using a pair of cymbals, place your left elbow by your waist. Open the left palm and then put the right hand at a slight angle to the left hand. Raise your right hand only and let the fingertips hit slightly before the palm of the left hand. Let's try this. 1, 2, ready, play. Practice this often because it will show you a good way to crash cymbals without having to deal with their weight. For concert band settings, hold the cymbal strap by the fulcrum point and then put your arm in the proper position. Raise your right hand straight up and let it crash into the left cymbal. 1, 2, ready, play. By moving only the right hand and keeping it at an angle, you will prevent any air pockets from occurring. Remember, place your left elbow by your waist. Move only your right hand. And make sure the tips of your fingers strike before the palm of your hand. Playing percussion is fun. Good luck and have a great time.